Hi, I'm Sarah Mensch from BlondeBlueBeauty, and today, for our first tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to make one of these tile necklaces. They're really simple and easy to make, and what you'll need is a clear glass tile. These can be found on Etsy.com, pretty cheap. I got a box of, I think, like 20 of them for $10. I don't remember, it was a while ago, but you need Mod Podge, which is like a clear glue. It's really thin and not really good for holding things together, but we're talking about a magazine paper and a tile, so it's not really such a big deal. Tacky glue, which is like it's you can use it for everything. It's like crazy glue, but not as strong. Okay, the other thing you're going to need is a picture that you want to use as your background for your tile. So I'm going to take a part of the ocean from this advertisement for Schick razors. I got it out of Us magazine, right? Us or OK or whatever gossip magazine I was just reading. And you can find pictures anywhere. I would recommend using magazine paper just because that's what I've used the entire time that I've been making these, which has been about a year. I have a couple of other ones here, which is two people making a heart with their arms and feathers. They're cool because you can take pictures like the feathers and it can be kind of elegant, or you can have like a fun one. If you're just hanging out, maybe going to the mall or whatever, and you want something more casual, you can take a picture like this. The picture of the ocean, I guess, would be kind of in the middle. So what you want to do is take some of the, the Mod Podge very thinly. I use my finger, it's just easier. More control that way. I don't really like paintbrushes. And you take a little bit of the Mod Podge and spread it very thin on the magazine. Not on the tile, because that can create air bubbles that you don't want. And also the Mod Podge should be thin enough that you can still see the picture. It's on there, but you can't really see it because it's very thin. Next, what you want to do is take the tile and lay it over the picture. It kind of looks like this when you put it up to the light. And what you want to do is you want to squeeze it on the bottom to make sure that there are no air bubbles, because those look really tacky and it looks homemade and fake. And homemade is really cool, but fake is not. And it's just easier to have no air bubbles in it because then people don't question you. I've seen a lot of cool like tile-ish necklaces in the stores. So this is like a much cheaper way to make it at home. I think all the supplies together cost me like $15. I mean, it was so easy, and you can just make tile necklace after tile necklace and have a million of them. So this is what it looks like after you put the tile on and squeeze out the air bubbles. And what you want to do now is cut out the perimeter of it. Don't give it like too much extra room because you want it to look like the tile just came with this print on it. It'll show on the back that there's a back of the page, unless you only do a one-sided page, in which case then there is no back. But if you use a magazine, like I have on the other side a Snickers advertisement. So part of the Snickers advertisement came out on my ocean tile, which I might be holding upside down. Nope. Okay, so what you want to do after that is put Mod Podge on the back. Just, again, make sure you can see through it, but you can do it a little bit thicker here. See, now at least you can see the white of it. Mod Podge is a really cool glue because it dries clear, but if you put it too thick, it becomes like really hard and plasticky, and you can't, like I used it for a collage once and you couldn't bend the paper. And just make sure whenever you use it that you use it really thin. And if you're using a paintbrush with it, make sure that you wash it out really well, because otherwise you'll have a ruined paintbrush. Okay, so next what you want to do is you want to take this wire that is, it's available at Michael's. This is, it does not have a label on it, so I can't remember what it is. But you take a piece about 12 inches, or yeah, I think that's about 12 inches. And you won't use all of it, but you do want to have extra just in case. And what you do with that is you wrap it around the tile so that it holds it on and then you can make it a necklace. You want to leave a loop at the top or wherever it is you want to put the chain, and you want to make sure that the ends of the wire are on the tile and not really sticking out. This is an awkward angle, so I'm going to start it like there and wrap it around. You also should probably create some sort of a corner, because if you just leave it like this, it's not going to be very stable at all, and that often becomes an issue if you don't know what you're doing. I just like to wrap mine around in like an L shape, but I have another one here. Where'd it go? That I will show you here, where I just kind of did 2 L's on it, and you just kind of wrap it around like you would a present, like a bow, when you have those fancy ones that you see on Hallmark commercials. I'm double wrapping this one because I think it kind of goes well with the color scheme of it, and the gold is really cool. So here it is, and you'd be surprised how quickly the wire gets used up. It's not really a slow process at all, and it's also, these are very quick to make. What you want to do is have this loop at the top that I'm making right now, twist it around a couple of times so that it kind of looks a little bit more legit. Don't make it too big. Like, you shouldn't be able to fit your finger through it at all, unless you're like a kid and you have small fingers. So this is what it looks like in the end, but what you want to do to make sure everything sticks, see how the back is kind of loose, is put tacky glue over it. It kind of forms like a hard plastic, and this way also it doesn't stick you in any way, because that's rather uncomfortable. I've had it happen to me. So you take enough tacky glue to cover it. I'm going to use my finger again because my tacky glue nozzle isn't working. So I'm using about this much. Think about it as like enough to cover the top of your index finger. And just kind of like, don't be afraid to sloppily dab it, because it will fall and it will smooth itself out. But what you do want to make sure that you do is hold it down. Hold the loose ends so that you know that they're going to be covered entirely by the glue, at least for a minute or two, because this way you can make sure that you won't get stuck with any of the wire ends while you're wearing the necklace, which can be really uncomfortable. I've had it happen. So yeah, this is your tile necklace. This is roughly the end product, and if you want to create your own chain, what you can do is, I bought leather cord for mine at Michael's, best craft store ever, and it's just, it comes in a bunch of colors. It comes in white, black, mine's brown right now, and I couldn't tell you what style number it is because I bought it a while ago. And then as like a clasp, I bought Findings. This one, the way it works is it takes this end and you screw it into this, which is kind of like a hole, and it holds pretty well. You might want to put tacky glue on the ends of that too, just because it's easier to do. And I double knotted it. You can see here the double knot that I used. Or you can just use one of your own chains. If you have a clear one, you can probably buy a simple one with nothing on it at Claire's. It's not hard to find something. The other thing you can do is take 2 ends of the wire and put 2 loops on either side and loop them together and make a bracelet out of the tiles, which is heavy, but it looks really cool. So I hope you liked my tutorial on how to make tile necklaces. Please leave below in the comments what you think I could improve on, because this is my first tutorial video, and what other things you want to learn how to do. Thanks.